We were gathered in a lively room filled with laughter, music, and the easy comfort that comes when people assume nothing serious will happen. Drinks were passed around, stories overlapping. When my wife casually mentioned her ex, she smirked, looked straight at me, and joked, "Honestly, he was just better at some things." The way she said it wasn't accidental. It wasn't nervous. It was deliberate, confident, and meant to land. A few people laughed awkwardly, others froze mid-smile. I felt the sting instantly, sharp and humiliating. But I didn't react. I didn't interrupt. I didn't defend myself. I stayed calm, my expression neutral, letting her words hang in the air. Inside, something shifted. This wasn't about her ex at all. It was about respect. Public jokes often reveal private attitudes people feel safe enough to expose. She leaned back in her chair, clearly pleased with the reaction, wearing that smug smile that said she expected me to swallow it quietly. She believed embarrassment would keep me silent. What she didn't understand was that silence, when chosen, is not weakness, it's restraint. And restraint always comes with timing. She kept going, adding small comments disguised as humor. Each one was sharper than the last. The atmosphere in the room changed slowly but noticeably. Conversations softened. People shifted in their seats, unsure whether to laugh or look away. I watched her carefully, not with anger, but with clarity. When someone compares you publicly, they're testing how much disrespect you'll tolerate for the sake of peace. I had tolerated enough. Still, I said nothing. I took a slow sip of my drink and let the discomfort build naturally. Confidence built on disrespect always collapses if you don't interrupt it too soon. She glanced at me again, waiting for a reaction, maybe even hoping for one. I gave her none. That unsettled her. Her smirk tightened slightly. Silence does that. It creates uncertainty. The room was quiet now, not awkward, but tense. Everyone could feel something coming. I wasn't angry anymore. Anger had passed quickly. What remained was control. And control, paired with patience, is far more powerful than emotion. Someone tried to change the subject, but the tension lingered. My wife leaned forward, clearly enjoying her moment, and added one last remark about how experience really shows. That was when I spoke. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't insult her. I looked at her calmly and said, "That's funny because people who are truly better usually don't end up being replaced." The sentence landed instantly, clean, sharp, final. The room fell completely silent. No laughter, no gasps, just shock. Her smirk vanished in real time, like it had been wiped from her face. She blinked, stunned, trying to process what had just happened. I didn't continue. I didn't explain. I didn't need to. The line didn't attack her. It reframed everything. Suddenly, the comparison she'd enjoyed no longer worked in her favor. People avoided eye contact. Some stared into their glasses. Others looked at her with uncomfortable awareness. In one calm sentence, the balance of the room shifted, and everyone felt it. She tried to laugh it off, but the sound came out strained and brittle. The confidence was gone. Someone cleared their throat. Someone else checked their phone. The conversation never fully recovered. I sat back quietly, calm and composed, letting the moment settle exactly where it belonged. That calm cut deeper than anger ever could. When you don't explain yourself, people are forced to sit with the truth on their own. A few minutes later, she leaned toward me and whispered angrily, asking why I would say something like that in front of everyone. I looked at her and replied just as quietly, "You compared first." There was nothing else to say. The imbalance she created publicly had been corrected publicly. Fairness doesn't always feel gentle. The rest of the evening passed in uncomfortable silence. She barely spoke. I noticed how differently people looked at her now, not judging, just aware. Awareness is powerful. Once it exists, it doesn't disappear easily. On the drive home, she finally exploded. She accused me of embarrassing her, of being cruel, of taking a joke too seriously. I let her speak until she ran out of words. Then I said calmly, "Jokes don't humiliate people you respect." That stopped her. She turned toward the window and went quiet. At home, she tried to soften her tone, saying she didn't mean it that way. I told her honestly that intent doesn't erase impact. Public comparisons damage trust, especially when they're delivered with a smile. She admitted she liked the attention, liked feeling powerful for a moment. That admission explained everything: the smirk, the timing, the confidence. That night, something shifted between us. Not an ending, but a boundary, one that should have existed long ago. Over the next few days, her behavior changed noticeably. She became more careful with her words, more aware of how she spoke to and about me. Not because I demanded it, but because she had seen what happened when the line was crossed. I didn't remind her. I didn't bring it up again. I observed. Respect that returns after consequences isn't perfect, but it's real. We talked about dignity, about why comparisons, even as jokes, are a form of disrespect. She listened this time, not defensively, honestly, because the smirk was gone, and with it,